By the way, the World Series starts today.
Yes.
Do we have, time?
We're technically past time, but I've got another show at 12:30. I mean, I'm in the booth all day, so it's fine.
Okay.
It's all good.
Let's talk about the World Series.
Okay.
I don't think these are the two teams that everyone thought was going to make it.
No one thought
Not
this
at
was
all.
going to happen.
I was like, there's going to be a 6 seed or a low seed that's going to make it. Toronto Blue Jays. And then they lost. I picked the wrong...
You thought the Blue Jays were going to be in the World Series?
I picked them to win the World Series. Remember?
I don't remember that. I'm glad that didn't happen.
No, I picked the Blue Jays. But I'm like, there's going to be a 6 seed that gets hot. I picked the wrong 6 seed.
Yeah, you did. It's all good, though. I'm proud of you for your prediction, though. I'm proud of you.
I'm like, I'm not just going to pick the Braves like everyone else. The Rangers, the Rangers, both of these teams took a Game 6 and a Game 7 on the road from their favored opponent.
Being at home has not meant shit this postseason. It is not meant shit.
For the Phillies, it did until these last 2 games. I'll say this. There were some questionable... I keep bumping the same post. There were some questionable decisions made in that Game 7 between the Phillies and D-backs. Having Trey Turner bunt, that's showing we have no confidence in our hitters. Having Trey Turner... I'm the biggest, small ball supporter. Even I didn't get that.
Yeah, Trey Turner, you can't have bunting in that situation. It's what are we doing? He's Trey Turner. He's been hot all postseason. He and Bryce Harper have been among the 2 hottest players.
Harper turned into a pumpkin those last 2 games. He was nowhere to be found. Arizona's bullpen went crazy those last 2 games. They gave up 2 runs and 1 run in those last 2 games. I mean... They just shut it down. By the way, Ranger Suarez and Brandon Pfaadt were, I think, the 2 people everyone thought would be pitching a Game 7. But, yeah, I mean, Arizona, they're a real gritty team. They're a real gritty team. They don't win pretty, but they find a way.
They find a way to win.
Also,
they find a way to win.
I think Corbin Carroll became the first MLB player ever with 3 hits and 2 stolen bases in a Game 7.
Yeah.
He's a dude, man. He's a baller. That guy knows how to play. But a guy that might be even more of just a just crazy player, Adolis Garcia.
Garcia?
My goodness.
That was the greatest thing in the world when he went 0 for 4, then stepped up to the plate in the 8th or whatever it was and just jacked a grand slam to seal the deal. That was amazing.
Well, after he got hit by Abreu in Game 5, benches cleared, and Texas... And I took that personally.
Literally.
They tore the top off of Houston in those 2 games. Houston didn't stand a chance in either one of those games. 9-2 and 11-4. It's really satisfying when a team that cheats eventually gets beat. It's really satisfying.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
It's really satisfying when it happens. Dude, Adolis Garcia was on a new level those last 2 games. After Texas dropped all 3 at home, which I really didn't think they would do. I was like, they're up 2-0.
I couldn't believe it.
I was like, they might sweep or win in 5, and Houston just didn't go away.
It did not mean shit to be at home.
To be fair, though, typical Dusty Baker arises again, can't win in the I know he won the World Series last year. Typical Dusty Baker can't win in the playoffs, man. I mean, I love Dusty Baker, even though he completely sunk the 0-3 Cubs.
I don't know why that narrative came up, though.
Dusty Baker can't win in the playoffs, other than last year. Last year was
the 2 times he's won the World Series.
He's only won the World Series once. It was last year.
That's right, yeah.
But, he choked when he was with Washington. He choked when he was with the Cubs. He wasn't very good. He choked with the Astros. They lost to... Who'd they lose to? They lost to the Braves in the World Series that one year. Dusty Baker...
Retired, though. Retired. I think he officially retired.
Did he, really?
I think so.
You know what?
Amazing career. Dusty Baker.
I am glad he got his ring with the Astros last year. That was the only good thing about the Astros last year. I was glad he got his ring. But ultimately, we got a series between Texas and Arizona. And I really don't know. On paper, it's Texas. On paper, you got to think Texas is going to... It's Texas' series to lose. You can't count out the D-backs, though. You just can't.
Like, they've come up big against some big teams. Like, the fact, oh, my God. I can't decide.
They swept L.A., which I feel like people just have forgotten about.
Took Philly to a Game 7.
Swept the Brewers. I will say, they said that every single team that has ever beaten the Brewers in the playoffs has made the World Series. Because the Brewers
I feel like I have to take Texas. But honestly, I think I would rather see Arizona win.
I would rather see Texas win because they've never won a World Series. And they've come damn close.
That's fair.
Damn, they were 1 out away twice. And by the way, 2011, I was a Rangers. My favorite team has always been the Cubs. 2011, though, my T-ball team, we were the Rangers. And I was like, Dad, I'm going to root for the Rangers to win the World Series. And I remember watching them lose to the Cardinals. What? How old was I? 9? 8.
What year was it?
2011. I was 8. October, I would have just turned 8 because my birthday's in October.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think the Rangers get that first ring. This is the team to do it. Like, they have
I think it would be cool either way because both these teams, yeah, like you said, nobody was expecting them to be in the World Series. So either way, it's really cool to see these guys here. So I'm just glad to see, someone completely different than years past.
I'm glad the non-baseball fans are like, oh, if it's not the Yankees, and I don't care about it. Like,
what is this shit being thrown at the Yankees right now?
No, but no, not necessarily the Yankees, but they're like, oh, who cares about the Diamondbacks? Like, that's what that's something Stephen A. Smith would say. Yeah. Like, oh,
who claims to be a Yankee fan?
Oh, does he?
Well,
he's from
he
New
says
York.
He's a huge lifetime Yankee fan, but he can't. But
Shohei Ohtani's not the face of baseball. He can barely speak English. Stupid guy.
That was the dumbest take I've ever heard in my life. I know that Stephen A. Smith's thing is that he does like hot takes and stuff like that. Like that's his thing. It's like, okay, cool.
That was like borderline racist, dude.
That was like the weirdest take I've ever heard. He's not the face of baseball. I'm like, he's very, very likely the greatest baseball player who's ever played the game.
That was some borderline. That was like a borderline racist take. I'm like, come on, dude, do better. But here's the thing: the Rangers have a crazy good lineup. Adolis Garcia, Corey Seager, Jonah Heim, catcher, been played out of his mind. Mitch Garver, Evan Carter, who's just come out of nowhere in these playoffs. Their pitching has just complemented it, though. Jordan Montgomery.
Yeah, J-Mo's
former Yankee.
It pisses me off so much, though, to see our management. Like, we gave him away. We're just like, all right. And it's frustrating to see him so good now. But now that he's doing really good, the Yankees, of course, are in negotiations to bring him back.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
I'm sure they
you fucking...
Nate Eovaldi.
It's the beard. I guarantee it's the beard.
It's the beard.
It's the beard.
Nate Eovaldi, noted Red Sox postseason legend Nate Eovaldi. Like, he's been pitching really well. In their bullpen, you got Jose Leclerc and Aroldis Chapman. What more do you want as like an 8th inning, 9th inning duo? Like,
I think a lot of people would prefer to have someone else other than Aroldis Chapman.
He's been pitching well. Okay, it's not like Cubs Aroldis Chapman or Yankees Aroldis Chapman or Reds
the Yankees Aroldis Chapman. He was terrible. He was bad.
Yeah.
He was so bad.
We did give y'all Gleyber Torres for half a year of Aroldis Chapman, which I want to bring this up. Who won that trade? The Cubs, half a year of Aroldis Chapman, got a ring, or the Yankees who got Gleyber Torres? Because I think that's an incredible...
Gleyber is like... I love him because he's a great guy, but he's a good player. He's a good player. I don't know how to feel because during his bad stretches, he's bad. He's bad. He's really not good. But then when he gets hot, he's like, okay, yeah, I love Gleyber. He's a fun guy,
Yankee player don't play perfect. Trade.
No, but
not necessarily. That's not what you're saying. That's what Yankees fans do.
That's what a lot of Yankee fans do. That's the thing about a lot of the fan bases that I cheer for. It's just the demand. Obviously, demanding perfection is what helps us get wins a lot. But at the same time, it's
Jackson.
I'm a humble fan. I like to think.
Says I want to embrace the villain arc. I can't wait.
I've never done that. That's the thing. Never done that. So it's like, all right, everyone wants to paint us as the bad guy. Let's be the fucking bad guy.
All right, we need
yes, we have to wrap up. Sorry.
Rangers in 6. Rangers in 6.
I'll be different. Diamondbacks in 7.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone.